Hiya, babes. I'm feeling a message this Monday about instincts versus intuition and how we can really listen to them so there's no confusion around how we live with integrity to our values and show up authentically, show up as we really actually are in this moment. Something that I was just tuning into is that instincts are those fight, flight, or freeze responses that you don't make based on sitting and thinking things through and finding evidence. It's like your gut, through your hormonal senses, through your all of your senses except for your I guess it's your brain that really wants like information and logic and to follow suit whenever you feel your instincts arise and you have these like social parameters or just like a desire to be right about something, keeping you from acting on your instincts in the moment. And for me, one of the things that I felt was in my childhood, in my past, was that when I had the instinct to essentially run away from certain people and hugging and kissing them, or when I felt the instinct to fight whenever I was getting these ultra feminine, frilly, itchy clothes and dresses forced on me for pictures or for whatever, I was told that that was impolite, that those were impolite things to do, and that I couldn't do them because I didn't have control over my body, and I had to think about how the way that I reacted was going to affect other people. And I had a good one for the freeze response. Yeah, there have been a few moments with potential sexual or romantic partners where I got like the instinct to just like, whoa, slow down. We're either moving too fast emotionally, or I'm learning information about you that turns me off, or that undercuts a value of mine, which means that, whoop, like there's something there that I can't exchange energy with because it doesn't align. Or physical, emotional and physical, like moving too fast, need to freeze response. And even in those situations, because as a child, my instincts had been invalidated, or essentially, whenever I felt an instinct, my immediate response, my conditioned response, was to think about it, think it through. When, like, your instincts tell you to pull your hand away from a hot stove, you don't wait to think it through before you react. Just because it's not a like a, what is it called, like a knee-jerk response, just because it's not an automatic response, doesn't mean that your body doesn't respond to what's going on, and that your body isn't already in the process of, when that fight gets turned on, the fight is turned on. The freeze, the flight, the desire to run away, where you feel frozen where you are and you feel trapped in your body because you can't run away. All of these feelings are basically just you encasing your instinctual needs, your instinctual motions and movements in conditioned thinking, brain, logic, reasoning, socially distant. I mean, we've been socially distant for a long time before we got physically socially distant. Let's talk about emotionally distant for a second. All of these conditioned responses really, really trap you from being able to respond based on your instincts. Your intuition is the knowledge that you get from your gut and from that well of wisdom that you've got, where all of these accumulated experiences, all of your ancestors that are with you in the moments where, you know, paths are being paths are being cut, changes are being made, shifts are happening. Everything that is with you that can tell you which direction you're taking, but is not physically in front of you, is what your intuition lives on. Your intuition lives from that inner knowing, that like being able to see something that you can't really know. How could you possibly see what's going to happen in the future? And yet your gut's telling you, your gut's confirming that instinctual presence of knowledge. Ooh, okay. Intuition is that presence of knowledge without evidence. Evidence that can be seen by the 5 feeling physical senses. The 6th sense knows. Knows. And one of the biggest catalysts to opening up your intuition and opening up your thinking brain to allowing instincts and instinctual, intuitive knowledge really come through the doors and start helping you to make decisions is by recognizing that there are a lot of moments where those things were shut down and you started to develop a habit of shutting yourself down, shutting your instincts down because they were being rude, when later you wish that you really had run away from that conversation or that person or that situation. You shut yourself down. And it's not your fault that you got this way. But now that you know better, you have the capacity to do better. Everyone has the capacity to do better for themselves. And to start recognizing that even the greatest thinker, Albert Einstein, believed in intuition, that imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limiting. Imagination allows us to, what does he say? Travel around the world, essentially. I mean, imagination, I think, he says, encompasses the world, where there's not just like what you see in front of you and the parameters of how you are expected to show up, but there's everything around it too. There's the energy that they're giving off of their bad day that they had, that you don't need to meet this person on this day. Or there's the sense of continued obligation when you say yes to one thing and you know, if I say yes to this one thing, then I'm going to have to say yes to all of these other things. There's this instinctual knowledge, there's this intuitive knowledge that there are some situations that even if all you're seeing is this, you kind of know, you knows what's on the horizon, what's beyond what can actually be seen and what is actually evident in the present. And you gotta say no. You learn to feel those feelings and not try to overthink them, not try to second guess them or find evidence, grasp at something so that you have a reason or so that you can make an excuse so you don't look unreasonable or unkind for rejecting something that you feel is not for you. You don't actually need evidence. I'm giving you permission now, and because you are the universe, and I am the universe, and we are all the universe, that means the universe is speaking to you right now through me, reminding you that you have permission, 1111, you have permission to say no to anything that doesn't feel good for you, and to walk away from and listen, pay attention to your instincts that are protecting you when there's something that's telling you this isn't for you. Because there's another type of conditioning that we've experienced, which is that once our values got shifted, once our internal compass got shifted by the social structures that conditioned us to stop listening to our real instincts, it's kind of like they shifted the way our instincts respond as well. So there are some things that we may react to that we run away from, but this is on such a small scale. This is on like a doing work. Like sometimes we procrastinate from the work that we're supposed to do. We choose the flight response, or we choose the freeze response. We choose any other response to some things that are just like other uncomfortable situations, like not knowing for sure if I work as hard as I can towards something, or I plan as much as I can around it, that it's actually going to succeed, that it's actually going to complete in the way that I've been hoping and dreaming and imagining and believing. That is a kind of fear, and our instincts respond to those kinds of fears too. Our instincts respond to all fears, created or real. And that's a whole other video. That's a whole other topic to dive into. But I'm going to end this with recognize that you already have everything you need within you to figure everything out, to know what's right and wrong for you, because you get to feel it. You get to be the first responder. You get to feel it first. And that knowledge, the belief in that internal knowledge, that trust of yourself, of your internal knowledge, is exactly everything you need to turn around overthinking, turn around second guessing, and start changing your reality, changing your life so that there is more of what you want and less of what you don't want. I hope that this Moon Day conversation has helped you a little bit, has opened something for you, has made you feel things, and I would love to hear what it has opened up, what it has made you feel. I would love for you to share your experience with me, with us, and dive deeper into the concept of believing in yourself, believing in your instincts and your intuition, your gifts. I love you, and I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day.